Vance and Hines entry. Sammy starting 6th. His teammate will start 7th. That's the 20 of Jared Vanderkoy. In the 8th starting spot, 32, Sean Barron on the KTM LC8. Starting 9th is the 54, Mikey Rush from San Jose, California. That's the G&G Racing Yamaha. Starting 10th, 37, Bronson Bauman from Salinas. Starting 11th, 24, J.R. Addison from Ohio. 55, Jake Shoemaker from Pennsylvania. Now we roll back to row 3, the 60, Nick Armstrong from Norco, California. 18, Ryan Foster from San Jose. 27, Bugs Pearson scheduled to make the start. I don't know if he has that backup motorcycle or not. And the 167, Brian LaFelt from Billings, Montana. Scheduled to have 16 of them starting, just like the last one. The top 9 finishers move on to the main event. So this is it. Semifinal number 1 for the AFT Twins presented by Vance and Hines. Just like the last ones for the singles, top 9 going to the main. Front row, 5 Indian motorcycles and 1 factory Harley Davidson. The trends continue. Pole setters pick the outside in every race, it seems like, so far. Here comes Sammy Halbert finally making his way up there. See, Moorhead said you're starting at the back. Seems like so far. Here comes Sammy Halbert finally making his way up there. They have a little meeting of the minds back there. Looks like they're going to make Sammy start at the back row. Trying to find out why they're putting 69 on the back row. Sammy Halbert going all the way back to row number 4. We'll get a ruling on that just as soon as we can. Sammy starting on the 4th row. He's got to start on the very inside because that's where he's supposed to be on the front row. So that leaves 5 Indians on the front. 5 Indians on the front row. Bunch of different motorcycles back there on the 2nd row. Harley, KTM, Yamaha, Kawasaki's. Watch for the green light. Top 9 to the main. Light turns green and they're off. Chad Coast in the middle. The California kid's going to lead the Sacramento Mile, at least to the first corner. 49 is Chad Coast out in front. Carver slides into the 2-spot. Coolbeth right there in 3rd. Indian freight train to top 5 spots off of number 2 down the backside. Chad Coast leads him on the 49 Indian of Oklahoma City entry. Down the back straightaway, here comes Carver. Carver takes a look up the inside. They're 2 by 2 into turn number 3. Look at that. Carver goes to the point. That's the 23, the Wizard, Jeffrey Carver. Carver out in front. He's already gapped Chad quite a bit going through turn number 3. An excellent run right there from the 23 by Carver out front. Coast in the 2nd position. He's got company coming. Here comes the 1 by Jared Meese. And coming along with him right now is Coolbeth. Now Meese up to 2nd. Coast in 3rd. Coolbeth in 4th. Wiles up there in 5th. So 5 riders. The top 5 bikes. Indians 1 through 5. We got the Kawasaki, the 37. That is Bronson Bauman. Had a little bit of an issue down there. Turns 1 and 2 in his heat race. But he's making up for it in this semifinal. He's up there in the 6th spot. Jeffrey Carver at the point. Jared Meese, unbeatable here this year except for the Atlanta fiasco where he got disqualified, but he's making up for it. He's won every other race so far this year. Meese in 2nd on the racetrack. Trying to track down the leaders. Carver, Meese, Chad Coast, and Coolbeth. Bronson Bauman trying to get around Wiles on that 37 bike. 37 and 17 going at it a little bit deeper in the field. So we got 2 riders break away. Then we got a little gap for 2 riders and a little gap for 2 more riders. Then you got Sean Bear back there in the 7th spot. He's got his hands full with 54 Mikey Rush and the 24 J.R. Addison. See if Meese can track down our leader, Jeffrey Carver. That's the Roof Systems Indian, also sponsored by Indian of Metro Milwaukee. These races are 10 laps apiece, 10 laps for the Twins. Semifinals where the top 9 go to the main. Here comes the jammer. Jared Meese goes into the lead. Carver slides back to 2nd. Chad Coast still in that 3rd spot. He's got his hands full with Kenny Coolbeth Jr. on the number 2 bike. Coolbeth right there, 3rd and 4th, are nose to tail off of turn number 2. Meese trying to gap the rest of the field. Meese out in front. Carver in 2nd. Coast right there 3rd, and Coolbeth in 4th. They've got a pretty big gap back to 6th and 7th. That time by, 5th and 6th. Wiles in 5th, Bronson Bauman 6th. They got a good gap back to Bear, Rush, and J.R. Addison. Look at that. Sammy Halbert from the back row is up to 10th on his factory Harley Davidson. Can he get into the main event? Same running order this time through. Meese out front. Carver trying to keep him right there in front of him, trying to stay up there. stay in the lead draft, trying to keep him honest. Good battle for second place. Coast and Coolbeth. Wiles and Bauman back there 5th and 6th. We're still trying to keep our eyes on the 69 Sammy Halbert. He's now in 10th. He's got to get in the top 9 spots or he's done for the night. Bubba Blackwell crosses the flags in front of the riders. Halfway through. Carver's right there on the back tire. Coolbeth up the inside. Takes that 3rd spot away from Coast. Slide Coast back to 4th. Out front though. Meese has Carver on the back tire. Carver actually caught up to Meese at the end of the front straightaway. He's closing up at the end of the back straightaway also. Carver looks like he's got more into the straightaway speed. Meese looks like he gets off the corners a little bit better. That's what it looks like from up here up top. Meese out front, Carver in 2nd. Now Coolbeth 3rd. Coast in the 4th position. There goes your leaders into turn 1. There's Coolbeth. There's Coast. By himself now is Wiles. What happened to Bronson Bauman? Bronson's back here in the clutches of everybody else, so Bronson's fading backward just a little bit. He gets passed by the 32 of Sean Bear. That moves Sean Bear into 6th. Bronson's in 7th. Mikey Rush is in 8th, and now Sammy Halbert's in 9th. The 69 bike worked his way from row number 4 up to the 9th spot on his factory Harley Davidson. He's had to pass a lot of people. Let's go back out in front. Meese and, no, it's Carver. Carver's got some smoke coming from the 23 bike. Carver's in the lead, but it's smoking. The leader's bike puffing some smoke still off into turn number 1 and 2. Carver with some more smoke off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway on his Indian motorcycle. Meese right there in 2nd. Then we got a big gap back to 3rd. It's Coolbeth. Coast is in 4th. Another big puff of smoke from your leader. Jeffrey Carver trying to hang on to it. Looks like the black flag will be coming out for the 23 bike. Maybe. Not yet. We got the black flag. Maybe. They're thinking about it. Now here it comes. Black flag for Carver on the 23 bike. Meese in 2nd. Coolbeth 3rd. Coast is in 4th. There's Wiles in that 5th spot. A big gap back to Sean Bear. Bronson Bauman. Mikey Rush. Sammy Halbert. Carver pulls out of the way. He knows something happened to that motorcycle. He does what he's told to do with that black flag, and he goes out of this race. Tough break for Jeffrey Carver. Man, he was out in front of a semifinal. Had it going on, and he is still not happy coasting on that back straightaway on that 23 bike. A big group of riders for about 6th on back. Here comes the white flag for Meese, way out in front. Coolbeth in 2nd. 3rd is Coast now. 4th is Henry Wiles. Now here comes everybody else off of turn number 4. A big group of riders. Here they come. Led by Sean Bear, Mikey Rush, Bronson Bauman, Sammy Halbert, J.R. Addison, and Jared Vandekoy now on the outs looking in. Vandekoy back there in 20th. J.R. Addison moves up to that final transfer spot. Only 9 of them going to the main. Right now, the rider in 9th is the 24 bike, J.R. Addison. Here comes your winner, though, off of turn number 4. Now he's out front by about 1.6 seconds. Here's your leader and winner. Meese takes the win. Coolbeth will settle for 2nd. Coast 3rd. Wiles 4th. Now here comes everybody else. It's a race to the line. Sean Bear, Mikey Rush, Sammy Halbert from the 4th row gets up there, gets in the main. They go up the racetrack as they take that checkered flag. A couple more riders coming to take the checkered flag. Jared Meese taking the win. Kenny Coolbeth will come home 2nd. Chad Coast is 3rd, number 49. Henry Wiles is 4th. Sean Bear 5th. And there's a look at Carver coasting back to his pit area. Tough break for the 23 of Jeffrey Carver as he was out in front of that one. He goes straight to the hauler. Tough break for 23. Wiles will get 4th. Sean Bear will be 5th. Sammy Halbert. How about this, Harley Davidson fans? From the 4th row to a 6th place finish. Sammy Halbert has what it takes. He's making his way to the front. 54, Mikey Rush is 7th. 8th is Bronson Bauman, the 37 bike. And your final transfer is the 24, J.R. Addison. So Vandekoy, Shoemaker, Foster, and LaFelt, and there are done for the day. Here's a look at the bike coming down the start-finish line. This is Carver out in front. It starts smoking right about there. You can see a big puff of smoke. Meese reaches up immediately, pulls off a tear-off, and tries to get some clearer vision. That's when the bike started smoking. Next time by, of course, he picks up the black flag. Here's smoking even more going into turn number 3. So tough break for Jeffrey Carver. We've seen 2 Indians with some issues out here tonight, and that's the first issues we've seen so far on those Indians. They have been bulletproof yet so far. All right, the bikes go past me. This is our last qualifying race of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Semi-final number 2 for the AFT Twins presented by Vance & Hines. The winner of the last 7 Sacramento miles. The number 4 bike, Brian Smith from Swartz Creek, Michigan. That's the factory Indian. Starting second, 57-year-old rider Ronnie Jones, number 266 from Oklahoma City. That's the Estenson Racing Indian. Starting third, number 44, Brandon Robinson, factory Harley-Davidson. 14, Briar Bauman, Salinas, California on the Zanatti Kawasaki. Starting fifth is the 6, Brad Baker from Dryad, Washington. That's also a factory Indian motorcycle. And last bike on the front row from Ventura, California, 98, Kel Kochman. That's the Kochman Racing Yamaha. Row 2, 73, Doug Lawrence. 74, Scooter Vernon. His last ever Grand National start may be tonight. If he makes it to the main, this could be his last race if he doesn't qualify. 67, Davis Fisher. 12, Jay Maloney. 118, Wyatt McGuire. 22, James Monaco. Row number 3, the 5 of Jake Johnson on the Yamaha. 68, Ryan Barnes. And the 16, Austin Helmholtz. This is our last qualifying race of the night. Semi-final number 2 for the AFT Twins presented by Vance & Hines. Just like the last race, ladies and gentlemen, 10 laps, top 9 to the main. After this, we're going to have a scheduled intermission break, and then we'll come back with our 2 main events out here at the Harley-Davidson Sacramento Mile presented by Cycle Gear. Johnson, first bike out there on row number 3. Here comes 16 of Austin Helmholtz. He'll join him back on the back row. All right, here we go. 10-second board is up. And she's already turned it sideways. The Harley-Davidson Trophy Girl moves off the racetrack. The last qualifying race of the day. AFT Twins presented by Vance & Hines. Semi-final number 2. Smith on the outside. Kochman on the inside. Bauman gets the whole shot. The 14 Kawasaki into the first corner first. It's Bauman out front. Smith in second. One of the factory Harleys right there in the 4th spot as they go through turn number 2. Off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Kawasaki rider out front, it's Bauman. Here comes a couple of Indians going to go blasting by. That's probably the 4 and the 6, if I'm a better. We'll have to see who that is for sure when we come back towards us. It is the 4 bike out front. Brian Smith, Baker in the 2 spot, Bauman third. The 44, Robinson now a little bit back there in the 4th spot on the 44 bike. Here they come off of 4. Indians 1, 2. Kawasaki in third. Out in front, it's the 4 bike, Brian Smith. Brad Baker right there in second on the 6 bike. Look who's keeping them honest. It's the 14 of Briar Bauman. That's the Zanatti Racing Kawasaki. Down the back straightaway they go. They got a big gap to 4th on back. Kel Kochman in the 4th spot. Brandon Robinson in 5th. Big group of riders from 4th on back. The riders get by Robinson going into turn number 3. Through 3, now into 4. Here comes your leader, Brian Smith on the Indian. Has the 6 bike right there in tow. Here comes 6 bike up the inside. Baker sneaking a peek, not able to make the pass. Briar Bauman hanging on to the lead duo right there in front of him, making it a trio. 3 of them trying to break away and get out of here. 4 bike is Smith. 6 is Baker. Briar's right there on the 14 bike, hanging on to the backside of the 6. They got a big gap back to Davis Fisher on the 67s, put himself up there into 4th. Kel Kochman now 5th. Brandon Robinson, Doug Lawrence, Jake Johnson from the 3rd row is up into the 8th. Right now your last transfer is the 74 of Scooter Vernon in his last Grand National main event, hanging up the leathers after tonight. Leader off of 4, it is the number 4, Brian Smith. Baker slides from 2nd back to 3rd. Briar Bauman's taking over 2nd, Baker back to 3rd. 4th is Davis Fisher. 5th is the 98 of Kel Kochman. 6th is Brandon Robinson, Doug Lawrence, Jake Johnson. 8th and Scooter Vernon is in the 9th spot. 9 riders going on to the main. Pretty equal distance between the top 4 riders. Got spread out just a little bit. Into turn number 4. Looks like Smith's trying to pull away. Last time by was 0.37 seconds over Briar Bauman. Baker's still back there in that 3rd spot. Here they come off of 4. Baker's got his hands full. Here comes the 67 of Fisher. Fisher goes up the inside just for a moment. Some sparks are flying off the 14. Looks like possibly from his steel shoe. I think some sparks are flying from the 14 bike, possibly just from the steel shoe though. Looks like it's from his left boot. Haven't seen that for quite a while. keep an eye on that when they go into turn number 1. So out front, Smith pulling away. Briar Bauman in second. Baker and Davis Fisher third and fourth. They're battling right there going into turn number 3. Give the advantage back to Baker. Keep our eyes on that 14 bike when he comes past us down this start-finish line. Bubba Blackwell crosses the flags in front of him. Halfway flags are out for Smith. Look at that. Fisher goes up there and takes that second spot away. There are a few sparks flying from the 14, but I believe it's just from his steel shoe. Something sparking from the 14 bike, but I think it's just from the steel shoe. Down the back straightaway, Smith out in front. Now Fisher up there in second. Baker's in third. Briar Bauman now in fourth. Back in fifth, it's Brandon Robinson, the Factory Harley's in fifth. Kel Kochman in sixth. Doug Lawrence seventh. Eighth is Jake Johnson, and making his way back up into the top 10 is ninth. 266, Ronnie Jones up there in that ninth and final transfer spot. If they finished up right now, he'd be in the main. Smith, Fisher, Baker, Briar Bauman. Again, those sparks flying off of his boot. Haven't seen that for quite a long time. Still Smith out front, Fisher in second, Brad Baker in third, 3 Indians, 1, 2, and 3. Kawasaki right there in fourth, the Factory Harley in fifth, of Robinson, Kel Kochman, Doug Lawrence on that Ducati in seventh, Jake Johnson and Ronnie Jones rounding out your top 9 spots. Leader, he's got plenty of breathing room. Here he comes off of 4. It is Smith, the winner of the last 7 Sacramento miles. Then we got Fisher, and then there's Baker. Briar slipping back a little bit on the 14 bike. Robinson, Kochman, Dougie Fresh, Jake Johnson, Ronnie Jones in 9th right now, number 266. He's already the oldest rider to make a Grand National main event. Did that back in 2014 at Calistoga. He's 57 years of age right now. He's in the final transfer spot ahead of Maloney, Monaco, Helmholtz, Scooter Vernon, McGuire, and Barnes. Barnes didn't start this one. Leader coming back around. Here he comes to the 2 lap to go signal from Bubba Blackwell. Smith, Fisher, Baker. They have a pretty good gap back to the 14 of Briar Bauman. There is Robinson. Now Kochman ahead of Doug Lawrence, who's ahead of Jake Johnson, who's right ahead of Ronnie Jones in that 9th and final transfer spot. It's still Ronnie Jones in 9th. Out front by himself, it's Smith. 3 weeks off of his broken tibia. Out in front of this one with that crash in Texas. We saw the replay just a few moments ago on the big screen. He's up there showing you what he's got, showing you what he's made of. White flag is out for Brian Smith on the 4 bike. Second is Fisher. Third, Baker. Fourth, quite a ways back now, is 14 of Briar Bauman. There's Robinson in 5th. Doug Fresh in 6th. Jake Johnson moves up there and takes that 7th spot away. Kochman in 8th, and Ronnie Jones now in 9th, the last lap. 1 bike off the pace, coasting into the infield. That is it for the 74 Scooter Vernon. His night is done, and his career as a flat tracker is done also. He said, "This is it tonight, Scotty. This is my last night as a professional flat tracker." Tough break for Scooter Vernon. He's done. Here comes your winner, semifinal number 2 of the AFT Twins. Brian Smith taking the win. Fisher will take second. Baker across the line in third. Then we got a big gap back to Bauman fourth. Robinson fifth. Here comes Jake Johnson to take that 6th spot away. Doug Lawrence, 7th. Kel Kochman, 8th. And Ronnie Jones making the main back there in the 9th spot. You guys might remember that name, but Ronnie Jones puts in the main event. So here's your finishing order, semifinal number 2. Brian Smith, your winner on the 4 Indian. 67, Davis Fisher on an Indian, 2 seconds behind your leader. 6 of Brad Baker will get that 3rd spot. Briar Bauman 4th. A little bit of sparks were showing. I believe that was from his left steel shoe when he put his foot down, so maybe a little bit of a distraction as Smith does a nice wheelie on the front straightaway. So Briar Bauman will be 4th. Brandon Robinson will be 5th. Jake Johnson is 6th. Doug Lawrence 7th. Kel Kochman 8th. And Ronnie Jones, he's already the oldest rider to make a Grand National main event. Well, he just extended that a little bit further. And believe it or not, he's made a Grand National main event in 5 different decades. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. This is 2018. So he was in part of that rookie class of 1979. So Ronnie Jones takes the 266 into the main event at 57 years of age. Man, what an accomplishment for Ronnie Jones. That's on the Estenson Racing Indian motorcycle. So that is it for all the qualifying action. This is our 2nd scheduled intermission break right here. So it's time for a quick intermission break. When we come back out here to Sacramento, it'll be time for our starting lineup for our first main event. Up first will be the AFT Singles main event, and then we'll have the 25 lap Grand National Main Event. So 2 races left out here at Sacramento. Hope everybody's picked up their event t-shirt. We got the event t-shirts underneath the grandstands. If you get the Sacramento Mile t-shirt, you get a free sticker. That's underneath the grandstands or out front. If you want the official merchandise of American Flat Track, that's the black, red, and white canopy down here on the ground level. All kinds of other vendors. Stop by and check them out. See what they've got. Grab something while you can. This is our last intermission break, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's having a great time out here at the Sacramento Mile.
SBS is a world leader within the development, production, and sales of disc brake pads and friction solutions for motorcycles, scooters, motorsport, and special applications. Based on our vast friction experience, we supply both the OEM and aftermarket, as well as offering a full range of compounds for all riding styles. More great compounds are being developed based on the feedback from American Flat Track Pro Racers. Made in Denmark, SBS Friction is part of the SBS Group. SBS products are available from your local Parts Unlimited or Drag Specialties dealer. SBS, the power to stop you.
From the racetrack to the road home, fill up with Sunoco. Sunoco makes high-quality performance fuels for the greatest riders in the world, both on and off the track. Whether you are pulling up to the pump or into the paddock, you can trust Sunoco to keep you going. Fill up with the official fuel of American Flat Track. Sunoco, the essence of racing.
Tom Duma Fine Jewelers, the official jeweler of American Flat Track. TDFJ is a family-owned and operated jewelry store located in Warren, Ohio. As a former racer and current partner of the AFT family, TDFJ CEO Tommy Duma has a special place in his heart for the sport of motorcycle flat track racing and tries at every turn to give back to the sport. Check them out online at tdfj.com.
Cycle Gear is a proud partner and official retailer of American Flat Track. You'll find the latest and greatest gear from the brands you love while getting professional service and advice from your local gear experts at every Cycle Gear store. With over 135 stores nationwide, there's always a Cycle Gear just around the corner.
Dunlop is proud to be the official tire of American Flat Track. No other tire company has won more AMA championships than Dunlop, and what we learn from racing is rolled into our street tires, such as the Dunlop American Elite, that give Harley-Davidson riders high mileage and great handling.
The official warning lights of American Flat Track, Whelan's leading technology in lights and illumination, can be seen on just about every racetrack in the United States of America. From our emergency response vehicles to the start-finish, Whelan Engineering is dedicated to safety. Whelan Engineering also manufactures the official warning lights of NASCAR and now American Flat Track.
Over 40 years ago, Russ Brown set out on a mission to help injured riders. We fight for the rights of riders every day because we are riders and we know what you're going through. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, don't fight the insurance companies with just any lawyer. Call 1-800-4BIKERS.
These guys will have your back. If you go down, call Russ Brown.
Motorcycle Attorney!
Built for protection, K&N air filters are designed to increase horsepower while being washable and reusable for 1,000,000 miles. K&N's premium line of wrench-off oil filters are designed to meet the high-performance needs of riders. These canister-style premium oil filters are designed to handle high oil pressures, and they can be used with the latest synthetic or semi-synthetic motor oils. They come with a 17mm nut welded to the top that makes removal easy. Every bike can benefit from running K&N, the official filter of American Flat Track.
Higher quality, better performing, longer lasting. Motion Pro cables, tools, and controls are the gold standard in racing today. From pro to Joe, riders in every discipline rely on Motion Pro's performance and reliability to get them to the checkered flag. When staying in front of the pack is your priority, trust the best. Trust Motion Pro. Motion Pro is proud to be the official cables, tools, and controls of American Flat Track.
Welcome to the next custom revolution. 9 totally reinvented Softail models, each one with a custom attitude and a ride all its own. All free spirits are invited to take a test ride.
Motul, the official oil of AMA Flat Track. Since 1853 as the Swan and Finch Company, Motul has grown to become a recognized leader in lubricants today. With Motul's new line of products specifically for twin engines, you'll find what you need to keep your engine running. Dunlop is proud to be the official tire of American Flat Track. No other tire company has won more AMA championships than Dunlop, and what we learn from racing is rolled into our street tires, such as the Dunlop American Elite, with multi-tread technology for high mileage and great handling. Ride Dunlop.
Adding insulation to your home is a great way to save energy, reduce your utility bills, and help preserve the planet for future generations. An even better way to save energy and the planet is to add the EcoBat insulation from Knopf, the next generation of sustainable insulation. It's made with post-consumer recycled glass and ECOS technology and is better for the environment.
NBCSN is NBC Sports Group's dedicated 24/7 linear sports network. Now, in nearly 85 million homes, the Emmy Award-winning network is the cable television home of the Summer and Winter Olympics, the National Hockey League, NASCAR, Formula One, IndyCar, Premier League, Tour de France, America's Cup, and now American Flat Track. Oakley, the official sunglasses of American Flat Track. Established in 1975 and headquartered in Southern California, Oakley is one of the leading product design and sport performance brands in the world. Oakley has men's and women's product lines that appeal to sports performance, active, and lifestyle consumers like you. Additional information is available at oakley.com, the official sunglasses of American Flat Track.
Öhlins USA is a North American distributor and principal service center of the world's leading performance suspension components for motor vehicles from 2 to 4 wheels. Öhlins suspension components transform a vehicle's performance more than any other modification, improving acceleration, handling, and braking in every condition and extreme. Parts Unlimited, the people behind We Support the Sport, welcome you to this high-action event. We are proud to join with race fans everywhere in working to ensure that our sport gets bigger and more exciting each season. And you too can support the sport by visiting your local dealer who stocks products from Parts Unlimited. They've got the very best in high-performance parts and accessories, and the best support network in the business. Parts Unlimited, we support the sport. Recluse Motorsports, the official clutch of American Flat Track, is the industry leader in clutch technology. Their high-performance clutches are engineered and manufactured in Boise, Idaho. Learn more about their products for off-road and street motorcycles at www.recluse.com. Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys are the original lawyers that ride and the top motorcycle accident team in the country. These guys are tough, experienced, and they will have your back. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, don't fight the insurance companies alone. Call 1-800-4BIKERS for free legal advice. Remember, if you go down, call Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys.
6 decades of pioneering and improving rider protection. Experience makes the difference. Check out the full line of helmets, including the new Defiant X and Classic V at AraiAmericas.com.
Cycle gear, just round the corner.
Dainese, the official safety apparel of American Flat Track. Inspired by humans, we strive to develop solutions that help the bold perform at their peak in comfort and safety. We will not meekly let technology, convention, or tradition limit that potential, but invest all of our resources, time, and ingenuity it takes to deliver life-saving, championship-winning innovation. Dainese, the official safety apparel of American Flat Track.
American Flat Track is proud to have the AMA Pro Flat Track Rookie Class of 79 and Friends as the official charity partner. Proudly handcrafted in America since 1980, Mustang Motorcycle Products continues to be the leader in the design and fabrication of world-class motorcycle seats. At Mustang, we go the distance and firmly stand behind our products, down to every last stitch. E3 Spark Plugs, the official spark plugs of American Flat Track. For more information, go to e3sparkplugs.com.
Dunlop is the official tire of American Flat Track. We make tires in America for American racing and street riding, such as our American Elite that gives Harley-Davidson riders high mileage and great handling. Dunlop, the official tire of American Flat Track. Husqvarna Motorcycles, pioneering since 1903. From their very first motorcycle in 1903, Husqvarna Motorcycles has built a pioneering tradition through a series of visionary street and off-road motorcycle innovations that profoundly shaped both the history and future evolution of motorcycling. A premium quality look and feel is the minimum standard on every Husqvarna motorcycle. Cometic Gasket is the official gasket of American Flat Track. Cometic gaskets are the must-haves for the who's who of American Flat Track. The Jammer Jared Mees, Slammin' Sammy Halbert, Brad the Bullet Baker, and Flyin' Brian Smith all depend on Cometic to seal their engines and the win. Cometic gaskets are proudly made in the USA. For more information, log on to Cometic.com. Cometic Gasket, sealing championships since 1989.
All right, welcome back to the Harley-Davidson Sacramento Mile presented by Cycle Gear. Riders are picking their spots. After they pick their spots, they get lined up 18 through 1, and we'll go through the starting lineup quickly for the back runners. We get to the front row. We'll get a little more excited in this first main event. We have 10 Hondas making the main event. We have 5 Yamahas, 1 KTM, 1 Husqvarna, and 1 Kawasaki. The starting lineup coming up in just a second. A shout out to the 3-time Grand National Champion Bubba Schobert, who's listening at home in Texas. He said, I used to go really strong out here at this racetrack. So shout out to Bubba Schobert listening back in Texas. So they're lining them up right now. It's just about time for our starting lineup for the main event, number 1, AFT Singles main event. The Twins main event will come up right after this one. We'll get right into it. You can see our chaplain, Ray Rizzo, stopping by, talking to these riders, wishing them well as they race for the championship, actually racing for the win out here first, and then racing for the rings for the Tommy Dillon Fine Jewelers rings is what they're racing for up in each of our classes. So we're getting them lined up, ready to rock and roll. Sacramento, are you ready for our first main event? Make some noise for them. Starting in the 18th starting spot, this rider's from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin on the Yamaha, number 69, Morgan Mishler. In the 17th starting spot from Koondoo, Australia on the Kawasaki 181, Max Whale. Starting 16th from Doncaster, England on the Yamaha, number 24, Oliver Brindley. 15th starting spot from Coatesville, Pennsylvania on the Honda, it's the 44, Cameron Smith. Starting 14th from Tacoma, Washington, number 38, Tanner Dean. And your first pick on row number 3 on the Honda, it's the rider from Snohomish, Washington, number 14, Jacob Lehman. Now we go to row number 2. This rider's from Sturgis, South Dakota on the Yamaha, 33, Awesome Dawson Schieffer. Up next from Windsor, California, it is Babyface 93, Bo Thompson. Up next from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin on the Yamaha, 132, Jesse Janish. 9th pick out there from Willow Street, Pennsylvania on the Husqvarna, 52, Shayna Texter. Using that provisional start card to get in the back of the semi, using that semi to his advantage, starting 8th from Warrington, Pennsylvania, second in the points, number 62, Dan Bromley. And first pick on row number 2 from Willow Street, Pennsylvania on the Honda, number 65, Radical Racer 65, Corey Texter. And now we go to the riders that earned it, finishing up there, getting on that front row, ladies and gentlemen, in the 6th starting spot on the Parkinson Brothers Racing DPC Racing Honda from Whitehall, Maryland, 92, our points leader, Brandon Price. 5th pick on the front row is the Corey and Hulin Harris S&J Honda from Pine Grove, Pennsylvania, 17, Jordan Harris. Starting in the 4th starting spot from Albion, New York, it's the Richie Morris Racing Al Lamb Dallas Honda, entry 94, flying Ryan Wells. Starting 3rd, last week's winner from Indianapolis, Indiana, it's the Roof Systems Woody Kyle Honda, number 99, the Freak of Nature, Kevin Stallings. Starting in the number 2 starting spot from Chesterfield, Virginia, it's the Ron Ayers Mr. Sign Honda, number 16, Tristan Avery. And on the pole for tonight's AFT Singles main event from Canandaigua, New York, it's the Estenson Racing Yamaha, our reigning champion, number 1, the Flying Tomato, Colby Carlisle. How about it, Sacramento? Put your hands together for all 18 riders that made it to tonight's first main event. They're going to put their helmets on. Let's make some noise for them. The bikes are coming to life. They're going to have one sliding lap to send them out. Bikes are firing up. Getting set to go. The mechanics start leaving the racetrack. They're going to give one lap to check out the racetrack. The one bike. Colby Carlisle has chosen the outside of the front row. It looks like they went in order. All outside to in is how they did it on the front straightaway. One lap to check out the racetrack. There goes Carlisle. It's a good chance for a nice practice start. Texter's taking the outside of row number 2. Shane is Texter right beside him on the 52. Last year's winner on that 52 bike will start second on the second row. Mishler's chosen the back. He's going back to row number 4. Morgan Mishler scheduled to start tail of the field on the 69 bike. The Texas winner will start on the 4th row. So he has chosen to do that on his own. He didn't want to start on the inside of row number 3. He's chosen to go outside row number 4. I'd like to point out to you also that the wind has definitely picked up. The wind's blowing hard from turn number 1 all the way down to turns 3 and 4. So they're going to be fighting the headwind on the front straightaway. They'll have the tailwind all the way behind them down the back straightaway. Will force them into turn number 3 a little bit harder. Keep an eye on that. See if that will be a factor in tonight's main event. Up first, AFT Singles main. Up next, 25-lap Grand National main event. Here comes Carlisle to the outside of row number 1. It's the Estenson Racing Yamaha. He slides up there. He's got to stay in between those two hash marks. Here comes Avery on the 16 bike. Remember, he had a good, solid finish here last year. Tristan Avery lines up second. He finished second out here last year. Just the runner-up was the 16 of Avery. Shayna Texter pulls up to the second row. She won out here last year on that 52 bike. She's on a different motorcycle. That's the Husqvarna. Dan Brownlee goes way to the inside of row number 2. Remember, he got that great start in his semifinal. Had to come from the back on the 4th row. Got all the way up to the 5th spot in a hurry. Schieffer out there on that 33 bike. He takes next to the inside spot on row number 2. Way back on the 4th row, the 69 Morgan Mishler. Inside 3rd row, 44 Cam Smith. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for main event number 1, AFT Singles.
Scotty, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to rock and roll. White turns green in a hurry, and they are off. Price on the inside, from the outside, Carlisle. Wells right there in the sandwich. Look at this. Bromley from the row number 2 is up there. He muscles his way into 4th place. Bromley from row 2 goes to 4th. Out in front, it's Colby Carlisle in the lead. Looks like Ryan Wells right there in tow. Here they come up a 2 down the backside. Looks like Janish might be up there battling for the lead also. Nope, that's not Janish. We'll see who it is when they go into turn number 3. Into 3 for the first time, it is Carlisle. Carlisle out front, that actually might be the 99 bike making his way towards the front also. Here they come, get things sorted out. One rider slips off the groove, loses about 3 spots. That's about the 8th position. Here they come off of 4. Green flags in the air. Let's listen to them. First time by, here they come. And it sure is Jesse Janish up there in the 4th spot, but he's right behind Bromley, who came from row number 2. He's up there in the 3rd spot. Out front, Colby Carlisle, your leader. Wells in 2nd, Bromley 3rd, Janish 4th. Janish has the 92 of Brandon Price, our points leader, right there in the 5th spot. They got a pretty big gap back to 3 more riders, battling for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Actually 6th, 7th, and 8th. Carlisle, your leader on the number 1 Yamaha. Wells in 2nd, Bromley right there 3rd. Janish trying to hang on to him on the all-white helmet right there in the 4th spot. Here they come off of 4. This is a 15-lap main event for the AFT Singles. Into turn number 1 they go. Still Carlisle at the point. Wells in 2nd. Bromley's right there on the back tire for that 2nd and 3rd spot. Then we got Janish. A little bit of a gap back to 5th is Brandon Price, our points leader. Avery's in 6th. Kevin Stalling 7th. Jordan Harris 8th. Shannon Texter 9th. And Jacob Lehman rounds out our top 10. New rider taking over that 2nd spot. They're side by side going into 3. Battle for 2nd place between Wells and Bromley. Bromley's 2nd in the point standings. He's trying to get up to the front. He's right there on the back tire of Ryan Wells, who won at Calistoga just a couple of weeks ago, last time we were in California. Carlisle's trying to pull away. Here comes Bromley sneaking a peek up the inside. Janish trying to keep him right there in check. So 4 riders battling for the lead. Now the next 2 riders actually catching the lead pack. So we might have a 6-way battle. And they do catch the lead pack through 1 and 2. They lose sight of him just a little bit coming off at 2. Now 3 riders pulling away. Janish slips up coming off at 2. He loses a little bit of time. 5th and 6th going at it beside each other into turn number 3. That is Price and Avery, but they got to slow down and get back in line and catch up to the leaders. Here comes your leader off of 4. It's Colby Carlisle, the Flying Tomato, leading them out front from Canandaigua, New York. Wells right there in 2nd. Bromley 3rd. Janish, Price. Price goes up the inside looking for that 4th spot, not able to make the pass. Where is last week's winner? Kevin Stallings back there in the 9th spot. He was just passed by the 52 of Shayna Texter, who now moves into 8th. Shayna up there in the 8th position. Into turn number 3, we got a battle for the lead. New rider punches his way up to the front. We got a Honda out in front now. It's been Yamaha so far from the get-go. It is flying. Ryan Wells goes to the point, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Richie Morris Dallas Honda entry, goes out in front. Wells will lead him off of 4. Here comes Carlisle back by, and Bromley's coming along with him. Carlisle punched a hole in the wind, and Bromley came right along with and takes that 2nd spot away. So back out in front goes the number 1 rider, Colby Carlisle. Bromley comes with him from the 2nd row. He's all the way up to 2nd. Now he sets his sights on the leader. We got Yamaha, KTM, and Honda, 1, 2, and 3. Bromley up the inside. New leader, the big number 62, Dan Bromley to the point. Bromley goes out front for the first time, so it's Bromley, Carlisle, and Wells, 1, 2, and 3. A little bit of a gap. Then we got Price in 4th. Carlisle sneaks by up the inside, takes that lead away. So we got a three-way battle for the lead. Then we got a three-way battle for fourth, fifth, and sixth. Now Shayna Texter moves up there and takes that seventh spot away. Shayna up to seventh. Will she have time to track down the lead six riders? We'll have to wait and see. She goes by another Pennsylvania rider, Jordan Harris, right there in behind her. That is for seventh and eighth. Three riders bunched up for the lead. Three riders for fourth, fifth, and sixth into turn number 3. Out in front, it's the Yamaha rider, Estenson Racing Yamaha. Kobe Carlisle's going to lead him off of 4. Bromley in second. Behind him, it's Wells on the 94 bike. Here they come down the front straightaway. Carlisle still has the lead. Bromley is right there on the 62. 94 still right there. Look at this. Fourth, fifth, and sixth. Look at that fourth place rider getting through turns 1 and 2 in a hurry. Here comes Tristan Avery on the 16 bike. He got through turns 1 and 2 in a hurry. He's tracking down the leaders. Speaking of leaders, new leader up the inside. Here comes the 92. No, I'm sorry, that's the 62. That is the 62 bike going out in front. Bubba Blackwell's going to cross the flags in front of our riders. We're going to be halfway through this first main event. Here they come off of 4. Bromley, your leader, 62 bike. Here comes Carlisle. They're going to go 3 wide. Wells goes up there and takes that second spot away. Just like I mentioned last time, Tristan Avery's caught the lead trio. So now we got 4 riders battling for the lead. They got a little bit of a gap back to next 2 riders. Janish and Price back there in 5th and 6th. Can we make it a 6-way battle for the lead? Down the back straightaway, it's Carlisle out in front. Looks like Wells in second. Here comes Tristan Avery. Avery up to 3rd place. He tracked down the leaders all by himself. Now he's up to 3rd. Into 3 now off of 4, coming back this way. Here comes your leader. Off of 4 to the start-finish line area. It is Carlisle. Battle for second, Wells and Avery. Avery's worked his way up there from 5th, ladies and gentlemen, up to 2nd. He tracked down the lead trio. And now he's up there in the 2nd spot. Avery looks like he's the fastest man on the track. Avery's coming to the front in a hurry. Tristan Avery up to 2nd. He's got Carlisle right there in front of him. Avery's looking at the high side going in turn 3. Here comes Wells. Wells not done yet, so it's Carlisle on the 1 bike. 16 is Tristan Avery. Bubba Blackwell's got a big number 5 out there. That means we've got 5 more miles to go in our AFT Singles main event number 1. Here they come off of 4. A little swerving going on. You're allowed 1 move. 3 wide, now 4 wide. Ryan Wells goes to the point. It is Wells out front. Avery in 2nd. Bromley 3rd. Carlisle back there in 4th. 5th place riders, Brandon Price. Now we got 6 riders battling for the lead. 6 of them going for the lead now. We had 3 just a moment ago. Now we got 6. Here they come. 2, now 3. Can we make it 4 wide into turn number 3? Not so fast. Dan Bromley goes back out front on the 62 KTM. Bromley leads him into 3, now into 4. 62, 16, and 94 is Wells right there in 3rd. Here they come off of 4. A freight train, 6 riders going for it. They're 3, now 4. Watch out, Bubba. They're coming 5 wide. They're still 4 wide. Now they get settled back in. They duck in and go into turn number 1. Still 6 riders trying to settle this one. They were 4 wide across the start-finish line. These are the young guns going for it. 6 riders. Looks like the 6th place riders are losing the lead draft. Side by side for the lead. Here comes the new leader. I believe that's Wells. Looks like Wells goes back out in front. He's the winner of the Calistoga half mile just a few weeks ago. He might be back out in front. Carlisle looks like he's in 2nd. Off of turn number 4. Here they come. Last time by, they were 4 wide. Carlisle swings a little bit wide to the outside. It's Carlisle, Wells. Now Brandon Price is there. Price comes out of nowhere up to 2nd. That's our points leader up to 2nd on that Parkinson Brothers Racing Honda. He takes that 2nd spot away. Out in front, Carlisle. 2nd, Price. 3rd, the all red leathers. That's Tristan Avery. Here comes Wells now up the inside. They're 2 by 2. Wells takes that 3rd spot away from Avery. Carlisle out in front. Into 3, now off of 4. Off of 4 coming this way. Bubba Blackwell's got the furled white and the furled green, as my late partner Barry Boone would tell him. 2 laps to go. Here they come. Carlisle, Price, Wells, Bromley, Avery, Janik. Shannon Texter's all by herself back here still in the 7th spot. Kevin Stallings back there in 8th. 6-way battle for the lead. Nobody's giving an inch. A lap and a half remaining here at the Sacramento Mile. Down the back straightaway. Colby Carlisle's got company. Here comes Brandon Price. Price wants to lead this thing. The 92 makes his way towards the front just at the right time. Was he sitting back waiting? Was he sitting back there watching and learning? Here's the 92 out front. That is Price. Second is Carlisle. Off of turn number 4. Here they come back at us. Swing pass for the lead. Look at this. Carlisle goes back out in front. Bromley now goes to second. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. Now we got Carlisle at the point. Bromley in second. Looks like the 94 of Wells in third. Price in fourth. Avery's in fifth. Janish in sixth. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Half a lap remaining. Look at this dogfight for the lead. They're side by side for the lead. Now 3 wide into 3. Look at the third place rider up the inside to take the lead away. That's flying Ryan Wells. Oh, one rider's going the wrong way in a hurry. Things change right there in turn number 4. They get sorted out. Here they come to the double checkered flags. Off of turn number 4. They're racing to the finish line. 2, now 3 wide to the finish line. Here they come. Carlisle, I believe, got the finish. He's got a fist pump in the air. There's a few more bikes to take the checkered flag. We'll give you the rundown here in just a second. Here comes another big group of riders across the finish line. Jordan Harris leads that group across the line. 3 more riders taking the finish right there. Ladies and gentlemen, how'd you like that main event? Absolutely. Bubba, what'd you think? They were 4 wide, 1 lap by you.
Scotty, I had the best seat in the house. Did you like that, Sacramento?
Colby Carlisle, your winner on the Yamaha by .013 seconds. And that rider was .013 seconds ahead of Bromley. So it's Carlisle, your winner. Brandon Price second. Dan Bromley will get that 3rd spot on that KTM. Ryan Wells will get 4th. Tristan Avery is 5th. The 132, Jesse Janish, is 6th on the Yamaha. Shannon Texter on the Husqvarna is 7th. 8th is the 99, Kevin Stallings. Jordan Harris is up there in the 9th spot. Jacob Lehman is 10th. Dawson Schieffer is 11th. Andrew Butler is going to get that victory lap and get that checkered flag one more time around. Let's keep going through the lineup. Harris is in 9th. Jacob Lehman 10th. Dawson Schieffer 11th. Cameron Smith 12th. Morgan Mishler 13th. Tanner Dean is 14th. Bo Thompson is 15th. Maxwell, the Australian, is 16th. Oliver Brindley 17th. And Corey Texter, he only finished 7 laps, so he's 8 laps down in the 18th spot. Tough break for C-Tex. Let's take a look at the replay. Our Motul move of the race. Who's it going to be? Bromley is out in front. Here they come off of 4. Bromley's at the point, but watch them. They fan out. They go 3 and 4 wide, so Bromley had the lead. Watch Carlisle from 4th up the inside. He goes into 2nd, 3rd to 2nd into the lead. So 4th to the lead right there. That is your Motul move of the race, and he went on to win that one. Here's another look at a different replay, a different angle of this replay. Again, he had to go out and get in the inside in that loose stuff, and Carlisle wasn't afraid to do it. Left that throttle on and took the lead. And he got some good finishes right there. And, man, what a race that was. That was our first main event. We have one more race to go coming up in just a second. We'll have the full field lineup. But first, we got to do our victory celebration. And they get to go down there to that victory podium. It's awesome down there on that victory podium. Here in just a second, Carlisle again taking the win. He'll stop by and talk to Heather DeBoe with NBCSN. And we're going to talk to Christy Lee down there on that victory podium with 2nd and 3rd place here in just a second. As soon as she gets everybody gathered up, we have one more race to go, ladies and gentlemen, down here at the Harley-Davidson Sacramento Mile presented by Cycle Gear. And I believe Christy might be ready with that tall rider down there in 3rd place. Let's go down to the victory podium. Christy Lee, take it away.
All right, let's do it. Scotty Dubler. Guys, what did you think of that racing? What an outstanding AFT singles race to start the night off here in Sacramento. Man, that was a barn buster. The type of racing that we all come here to see. Well, I don't have to welcome you up to the podium because you're already here. So thank you for taking care of that for me. Our 3rd place finisher, guys, give it up, number 62, Dan Bromley on the KTM. So Dan, we saw you have some mechanical bike issues early on in the heat races. You were able to pull out all the stops, get back out there. Congrats on the 3rd.
Thank you. Yeah, at one point I didn't know if I'd be racing tonight, but we were able to use our provisional thanks to AMA or AFT for allowing us to do that. And for a second I didn't even think I was going to race the main because we had a malfunction with a wheel and we had to flip a tire within 2 minutes, and I walked out there alone. So it was sketchy, but I'm happy to be up here. You know, the whole KTM crew came over after Hangtown, which I'm very thankful for. They found some issues with my bike and fixed it. I can't thank them enough, and then all my other sponsors for coming out here and supporting me. It was great getting to meet everybody and see everybody come through the pits.
I gotta ask you, what was going on up here those last couple of laps? There were a lot of position changes.
Oh, it was going crazy. I knew I could draft down the front straightaway. The back straightaway was a little hard for me with the wind, and I'm a little bit bigger. But I knew if I could come off in the top 3, I could have a chance at drafting for the lead. And made a little bonehead move and pulled out a little too early coming off the draft because I got a little antsy. But I'm happy to be up here. You know, everybody rode a great race. Colby, Wells, Tristan, everybody, and Brandon. We rode a hard race, and I'm thankful to be up here.
Okay, give it up for your third place finisher, number 62, Dan Bromley on the KTM. All right, we're going to talk to number 2. So we're going to shift gears over here. Brandon, it's great to see you back up here on the podium. Guys, our second place finisher on the Honda, number 92, Brandon Price. Brandon, great racing out there. Championship points lead was yours coming into this route. This is definitely an extra boost of confidence.
Oh yeah, you know, I didn't really get the best hole shot in the main. I came off, I think, about 7th or 8th. I think Dan passed about the whole field. So I had to dig out of a hole. So I was drafting really good through the field, and you know, I gained some points on Dan and the rest of the field. So I'm feeling really good going in the rest of the season. And I just want to thank all my sponsors: Parkins Brothers Racing, DPC Racing, Brian and Tina Tripp, TCX Boots, Ride Academy, Light Shoe, and my mom and dad, my grandparents, and all the awesome fans for coming out tonight.
All right, that's your second place finisher. Give it up for Brandon Price. Okay, and we'll talk to our big winner. I'll just switch sides over here. Colby Carlisle, our first place finisher in the AFT singles class today. What a fight that was. Colby defending your championship this year. It hasn't been the best start to the season. I know you wanted this win, and it's got to feel good.
Yeah, you know, the year started off so slow, breaking my shoulder in Daytona and racing through injury for a while, and then just trying to figure the bikes out the best we can. But me and my mechanic and my whole team, Woody Kyle, Mike Stauffer, Essenson Racing, we worked so hard this week. We were at the, 3 days straight. So we got a bullet, and I just can't thank everyone enough. That race was great. Everyone was clean. We had some good draft passes. I'm sure the fans loved it. Yeah, that's right. I got to thank my whole team, Essenson Racing, Yamaha for giving me a great bike, Autolite Spark Plugs, Factory Effects Graphics, Team 95, TCX Boots, Fram, oil filters, Arai helmets, my mechanic, worked hard, Race Tech suspension systems. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few, but I'm excited. Hopefully we'll be back up here soon.
Okay, that's not only your defending champion in the AFT singles class, but it's also your podium winner on the top of the box today. That's number 1 of Colby Carlisle. Guys, give it up for your top 3 finishers one more time. Don't they look pretty? I just love those smiles. They're so happy right now. So to present our beautiful trophies that we have here at the Sacramento Mile, please welcome once again our official Grand Marshal, Roland Sands, to present our third place finisher, number 62, Dan Bromley. Also Vincent from SDI Racing here as well, Vincent and Steve. And then our second place finisher, number 92 of Brandon Price. And finally, our top finisher tonight, the number 1, taking the number 1, Colby Carlisle. And here to present the team trophy for the team trophy for Colby Carlisle's team. Congratulations once again. There are your top 3 finishers. That's only the first race of the night. Guys, give it up one more time for these guys. Great show they put on out there. Okay, we're going to do our hat dance on the podium now, and of course we'd like to thank our official sponsors, Dunlop, the official tire of American Flat Track Racing, and of course Sunoco, the official fuel as well. We'll wrap things up here on the podium, do the photos, shake hands and kiss babies like we do, and we're going to bring it back up to Scotty Dubler in the booth.
Thanks a lot, Christian Lee. It's just about time for our 25-lap Grand National main event coming up in just a second, right after a word from our sponsor, Tommy Duma Fine Jewelers. Welcome back out here to the Harley-Davidson Sacramento Mile presented by Cycle Gear. Starting lineup coming up in just a second. The final few riders picking their spots on their starting lines. Tonight's 25-lap Grand National main event in the AFT Twins class presented by Vance & Hines. We'll have 8 Indian motorcycles, 3 Kawasaki's, 3 Yamahas, 2 factory Harley-Davidsons, 1 KTM, and 1 Ducati. A very diverse field getting set to do battle. The starting lineup coming up in just a second. Will anybody be able to knock off the number 4 of Brian Smith? He has won here the last 7 years in a row, just 3 weeks after breaking his lower left leg at the crash in Texas. We'll see in 25 laps. It looks like the 24 bike Jarassen has chosen to go at the 4th row. So getting everybody lined up when we get through, we get them all lined up. We're going to give you the starting lineup 18-1 and get into tonight's Grand National main event. Got a few more riders to get over here in line. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. See if anybody can knock off the jammer Jared Meese. He's been on a roll this year, taking 4 out of 5 wins. Kenny Coolbeth in his final year as a Grand National expert. He'll be starting out there on the number 2 bike. He's lined up, scheduled to start 3rd. Getting everybody else lined up in just a second. We'll have the official starting lineup of the 25-lap Grand National main event. Just about set to go. We'll start with 18 and work our way all the way to number 1. What do you guys think, Sacramento? You guys ready to hear all the riders that made it to tonight's main event? Let's make some noise for 18 of them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, starting the tail end of the field, my hero growing up at 57 years of age, number 266.